Fathers, what's the funniest way you've ever intimidated your daughter's boyfriend? When my daughter Lily brought her first boyfriend home, I promised my wife I wouldn't embarrass her. I kept that promise, mostly. The kid Ethan showed up wearing a nice button-up shirt, carrying flowers and calling me Mr. Carter every 5 seconds. He looked so nervous I almost felt bad for him. Almost. We had dinner, talked about school, sports, and his plans after graduation. He answered every question like he was interviewing for the FBI. When dinner was over, I smiled and said, "Ethan, mind giving me a hand in the garage for a minute?" His face turned pale, but he followed me anyway. Inside the garage were my old fishing gear, camping supplies, and a locked gun safe tucked into the corner. His eyes landed on the safe immediately. I pretended not to notice. Instead, I opened a dusty toolbox and pulled out a small wooden box. "Go ahead," I said. "Open it." Inside were dozens of house keys. He looked confused. I picked up one key with a faded red tag and held it in my hand. "You know what this is?" He quietly said, "No, sir." I smiled. "This is the key to the front door." Then I pointed to another. "This one opens the back door." Another. "This one's for the truck." He nodded, still unsure where I was going. Finally, I held up one last key. "This one doesn't open anything anymore." He looked at me. "I keep it to remind myself that trust is a lot like a key. It takes years to earn, and only one bad decision to lose." The garage went completely silent. Then I reached into my pocket, handed him the old useless key and said, "Keep this one. If you treat my daughter with respect, it'll always be just an old key. If you don't," I paused for a second, "well, you'll understand why I keep reminders." He swallowed so hard I thought he might choke. For the rest of the evening, he called me sir at least 20 times. They dated for almost 2 years. When they finally broke up, he brought the key back, shook my hand and said, "Mr. Carter, I figured you'd want this back." I laughed harder than I had in years. Turns out he was a good kid after all. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. It really helps the channel grow, and you'll never miss our next incredible story. Thanks for watching.